So, guys, listen. Women are no longer arguing about politics anymore. They're literally choosing not to date, they're choosing to end relationships and even go as far as filing for divorce based purely off of politics. Now, are these ladies like crazy for going this far? Or is it just basic survival instincts? Let's talk about this, man. We got to talk about this. I want to welcome you to Swipe Right Dallas. My name is Brooks, and have you ever wondered why dating in Dallas, or any big city for that matter, is like a full-time job? Well, you came to the right spot. We're going to be breaking it down one swipe at a time. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be discussing dating and politics. Now, has dating become a little too political? We're going to break that down, so stick around. You better hang out so you don't miss out.
My wife is divorcing me. She said she couldn't be with the Trump supporter. Told me I have until the end of the day to get my shit out of the house, get all my things. She's changing the lock. She doesn't want it back. She said she's taking the kids away from me. Yeah. I don't know what to do.
So look, full disclosure, this is not a political show. I repeat, this is not a political show. I'm not going to be talking about, oh, rah, rah, team Republican and rah, rah, team Democrat. Nah, I'm not doing it. I ain't touching it. Okay, I ain't fucking with it. However, what we are going to discuss is what would compel somebody to break up their entire family based off of politics. Now, we just saw the video, right? We just saw the video. The guy explained to us his wife is leaving him. She's taking the house. She's keeping the kids. He's got to get out of the house within 24 hours. I'm sure she's going to get half the money. And there's going to be a lot more pain coming down the pike for this family. And she is leaving him because he supports Donald Trump. Now, whether you love him to death, Donald Trump, or whether you hate Donald Trump to death, wherever you are, that's irrelevant. What's relevant is, what do you think would compel somebody to break up their entire family based purely off of their spouse's political views, right? Because before, politics used to be like, like a political preference, right? I believe this, you believe that, arguing about what, taxes or stuff like that, right? Nowadays, it has totally changed. It's totally changed. Now people's political ideology is assigned to who their character is, right? And it's like before, you can go have a beer with somebody you don't politically agree with. You can go have a beer with them. You can still go on a date with them. You can still go to the family cookout. You can still go and hang out and just be cool. You just think different ways politically. But now it has totally changed. And not only has it changed the world and the country, but it's changed how we date and how we mate, right? So, what I think is that, if you are compelled to leave your spouse based off of the fact that they support Trump, it's now turned from a political preference to more of a us versus them kind of mentality. Now, meaning when that person does not believe in what you believe, now it's an attack on your identity, and it's an attack on your values, and it's an attack on who you are as a person. And it seems like his wife, she may perceive his support for Donald Trump as a threat, right? Because her values may be, hey, I want bodily autonomy. I want to have control over my body. Or her values may be, supporting equal rights and equality and the morale side of things. So when her own husband disagrees with her, he's not only just disagreeing with her, and she's not just disagreeing with him, they just have differences. it's now become someone's identity. So when you disagree with somebody, it's like you're disagreeing with their identity, with what they believe. And it's called cognitive dissonance, and it's happening all over the place. But now it has penetrated the family unit. I don't think it's healthy at all. But what do you guys think? Do you think that for the ladies listening, right? Do you think that it's cool to date a Trump supporter? Would you date a Trump supporter? Would you date somebody that doesn't believe in what you believe? Would you date somebody that doesn't believe in abortion? Would you date somebody that doesn't believe in equal rights? And vice versa. What do you guys think? Because we get so in our own little bubbles that when somebody doesn't believe what we believe, but we're in that echo chamber of, I believe this and I believe this. And when your husband or your wife doesn't agree, then it's like you get disillusioned. Like your whole reality of you two just shatters, and now you perceive that person as not morally equivalent to you. So and then you think, oh, that person is not morally equivalent to me, I should divorce him. I think that we kind of got to step back a little bit and understand that the house is separate from the outside world, and we got to put everything into perspective. Because when you separate a family like that, it's not just you and him that gets hurt. It's the kids too, finances, people struggle. It's a bad look for everybody. And for somebody to make permanent decisions based off of temporary feelings, then it's very detrimental to the family and to the family unit. So this isn't necessarily about Trump. Not necessarily. It's really about a relationship failing due to her political ideology becoming more important than their relational identity, if that makes any sense, right? So I guess now the question becomes, are relationships now conditional based off of your particular political ideas?
Do you consent to a second date? Do I have a last question? Who did you vote for?
Trump. But with that comes a lot of things.
Heart is broken. I enjoyed my evening with you, but I have to stick to my morals and my principles.
I wouldn't necessarily never date a Democrat, but they would have to be a traditional Democrat, not a leftist.
What's your political identification?
I would consider myself a left-leaning moderate.
And how do you feel about Republicans?
I think there's a big difference between Republicans and Trump supporters, though.
What's the difference?
I think that Republicans kind of pride themselves on conservative values. I don't think they run on hate. But in contrast, I do think the Trump campaign runs itself on hate.
And would you be friends with a Trump supporter?
Yes, only if they were receptive to education.
And would you date one?
No.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about why.
Because to me, it's about the person and not, again, the person and their values. If a Democrat could align with my values, and even if they didn't, I'm still in love with that person versus their values.
I don't know. It depends on the temperature of the situation, but probably not.
I'm Republican.
Conservative, yeah.
Conservative values, Christian values,
Okay.
very important.
Okay.
Okay, so we just saw a couple of clips there, and you can tell the ladies, they take it a whole lot more seriously. It's a big consideration for them when they're choosing a partner, they're choosing somebody to date, and of course, if they're choosing somebody to marry, it's more serious for them, and for good reason. For good reason. I can't blame them. I mean, I wouldn't date a chick that was a Nazi. I wouldn't date a chick that was a racist. I wouldn't date a chick that's all the way far gone, politically. I couldn't do it. We just not see eye to eye on a lot of things. And so I don't blame them. And of course, you have the right to choose who you're going to date. You can, whatever preference that you have, you can choose that. If you don't like a guy because he wears the wrong color shoes, you can do that. It's a free country, and you could tell the guys in that same clips that we saw, they're more kind of indifferent about it. It's more like a sports team kind of deal. It's more like I would, I guess. We'd have to talk about it as long as they're traditional. They didn't have really hardline rules. But the ladies, they do have hard and fast rules. And like I said, I can't blame them. It's about, for the ladies, it's about self-preservation. It's about survival. And that's instinctual. And like I said, you have the right to choose who it is that you're going to date. You know, if I don't want to date a chick because she's too this, or she's too much of that, or not enough of this, that's my prerogative. And it's the prerogative of the ladies too. The only time when it gets a little hairy is when people are married and they want to, divorce over that. I think if you're already married, you already have that commitment, you need to work that stuff out. You got to work that stuff out and kind of get through that. But in the beginning, if you're just choosing who it is that you want to date or who it is that you want to get in a relationship with, it's absolutely reasonable to choose based off of who they support for the president, or what their political party is, or what color shoes they're wearing, or how tall they are, or how short they are. It is absolutely up to you. But hey, well, I really want to know what you guys think on this. Is this something does this even come into your guys' minds when you're choosing who you want to date? For the guys, does it come into your mind? Does that question pop into your mind? Oh, is she a leftist? Is she a feminist? Is she a that kind of, she support Hillary Clinton or Kamala Harris or something? And for the ladies, is that a question that comes into your mind whenever you're seeing somebody? And if you don't like what you hear, is that something that's going to turn you off? Is it something you're going to try to change his mind about? So we already see the difference in approach. Men treat politics as a factor inside of compatibility, and women treat politics as compatibility itself. The guys, we're asking, can we make this work? And the women are asking, should this even exist at all? And the difference really does matter. That's why I'm even talking about this, because it really matters, because it's going to determine if we even meet in the first place. So this is where it starts. Before relationships can even get to the disagreement stage, women are just already filtering us out from the door, out the gate, from the jump, So I found this article. It goes 10 questions a woman should ask when on a first date. Now, keep in mind, the author, she's an intersectional feminist, which I don't exactly know what that means, but just Google it later. But it lists 10 questions that a woman should ask on the first date. So it kind of goes to show that, it's not about discovery anymore. It's not about discovering someone and getting to know them again or anymore. It's about actually like filtering and screening, like I'm applying for a bank loan or something. 10 things every intersectional feminist should ask on a first date. Now, the author's name is Laura Witt. I found it on everydayfeminist.com or .org or something. And I'm like, interesting. So I'm going to share it with you. You guys tell me if you would ask these questions on a first date. And I'm not going to assume all you ladies are feminists now. But for the ones that there are, or if you're not a feminist, you tell me if you would answer these questions or ask these questions on a first date, and I'll tell you if I'd answer them. Question number 1. Do you believe in Black Lives Matter? Okay, and now you can tell she has a little blurb under it. You guys can pause it and read it for yourself if you want, but I'm just going to read the questions. Do you believe in Black Lives Matter? Now, I think that's okay. That's an okay question to ask. That's not a bad question to ask. It's a cultural thing. It's not really a political thing. And I don't take it like doing too much if she asked that question on the first date. But would you guys ask this question? What are your thoughts on gender and sexual orientation? Now, this question is, I think, a little doing too much. You're doing a little too much, sweetie. Asking me all these weird ass questions. Yeah, nah. I don't think I'd want to answer this question, because I might offend people, and y'all don't want to know what I think about this question. But would y'all ask this question on a first date? And gentlemen, would you even answer this question, or would you just get up and walk out? Shit. Question number 3. How do you work to dismantle sexism and misogyny in your life? Now, for starters, This is too many big words for me, especially on a first date. This is too many big words, and I feel like I'm at an interview. I'm on an interview or something. And she's over here, got her little glasses on, and she's taking notes and stuff, and I'm nervous as hell about how I'm gonna answer the question. She's putting me to the test. Too many big words. And no, I don't think I'd answer this question. And I don't think a lot of ladies would even ask questions like this on a first date. I think the author, she's just kind of being using this platform to kind of just get her ideas and her thoughts out there. But she's telling ladies these are the questions that you should ask on a first date. On a first date. I think that's a little crazy. But what do you guys think? All right, number 4. What are your thoughts on sex work? And I guess sex work is like the politically correct term for prostitution or being a hoe. She says, you may scratch your head at this one, sure did. But much like racism and misogyny, being pro-sex worker is a necessary pillar of dismantling the patriarchy. I don't know how that is. Because shit, motherfuckers buy pussy all the time. And they put women down when they do that shit. They beat a bitch and send her back to her pimp. So I don't understand how that's dismantling the patriarchy. But I mean, would you ask this? Would I answer a question like this? What do I think about selling pussy? Nah, I don't know. I have no idea. I feel like I'm at an interview again. I'll probably just get up and walk out at this point. But what do you guys think? Let's keep it moving. Question number 5. Are you a supporter of the BDS movement? So I guess the BDS movement is it's called Boycott, Divest, and Sanction the State of Israel. This is, I guess, an okay question. I don't know. I mean, it's too politically charged at this point to even try to talk about shit like this. But she's saying that these are the questions that every feminist, intersectional feminist, which I don't even know what the difference is between feminist and intersectional feminists, but I don't know. Would you ladies ask a question about the BDS movement? BDS kind of sounds a little kinky to me. So if I didn't know what BDS meant, I'd probably think it's some it's some freaky shit. And I'd be like, well, whips and handcuffs. Oh, you into that, sweetie? I mean, yeah. Number 6. What is your understanding of settler colonialism and indigenous rights? If a chick asks me, what is your understanding of settler colonialism and indigenous rights? I'd be like, damn, I should have paid attention in motherfucking social studies. I don't even know what that means. Indigenous rights, that means rights of Native Americans, and colonialism, I guess, yeah, the people that came in and colonized everybody. I would not know how to answer this question. And at this point, by question number 6, I would have already paid for my beers. I'd already been halfway home by now. That's just me. Number 7. Do you think capitalism is exploitative? Now, this is like an economics question. So we went from social to geographical to social studies. Now we're in economics. I'd have felt dumb as hell by this point if I was still there, if I was still on a date. I'd have felt super dumb. And I wouldn't even be into it. I'd have been like at least 10 beers in by now. I would have been, no, not answering questions like this. And I don't think any reasonable woman would not be asking questions like this on a first date. Any reasonable woman would not be asking these questions. And if she was, any reasonable man would think she's being weird as fuck and probably leave or check out or just be like, can't wait for this shit to end type shit. Question number 8. Can any human be illegal? Now, if a chick asks me this on a first date, I guess that's an okay question. I guess. I mean, it's relevant right now. It's relevant. Stuff going down with ICE and all this stuff. But I would kind of see where she's kind of getting at. Why is she asking me all these questions? Because she's trying to figure out what my beliefs are, what my morals are. And I don't think you can just get that from an interview. Finding out somebody's morals, somebody's beliefs, somebody's stances, somebody's you know, preferences or whatever the case is. That takes time. People are complex, man. They could mean one thing and feel another thing, and they could agree with you and then disagree with you on certain things. People are complex. You can't just sit here and ask 10 questions and then be like, okay, I understand this person, and now I want to either go move forward with them or not. That's not how it works, because you got to be able to weigh both people's ideologies as well as who they are as a person. They could disagree with all of your questions, but still be a good person. Number 9, do you support Muslim Americans and non-Muslim people from Islamic countries? I'd be over it by now. Would you guys ask this question? Come on. No, I think this lady is just trying to gaslight. I think this lady is just trying to get her opinions out there, get some eyeballs on this article, and kind of try to like piss people off, I guess. I don't know. Okay, last but not least, number 10. Does your allyship include disabled folks? Lady, I don't know. Shit, by this time I'd have been trying to figure out, you know, how many beers I had and where I left my keys, and do I need to figure out if I gotta call an Uber or not? Because if I'm still here, I'd have drank through all this shit. I'd have been like, yeah, 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 Nah, I'd have probably walked out and left by now. I'd have been at the crib by now, at my home, fast asleep, watching shit, Instagram or like TikTok or some shit. But tell me, ladies, would you guys ask questions like this? Because this is what she's telling y'all to do. She's telling y'all that these are the 10 things that y'all should ask. These are the 10 things that every intersectional feminist should ask on a first date. Would y'all ask these questions or similar type of questions, or questions about their ideology or their political affiliations or whatever the case? Would you ask that on a first date? I guess some of the questions are cool, like the Black Lives Matter one or the capitalism one, but not all 10. Come on, she's doing too much. But let me know. So we just saw a marriage end based off of politics, people refusing to date across party lines, and even a first date checklist designed to filter people out based off of their politics, even before a connection was even made. Are we building relationships, or are we building echo chambers? Would you date somebody that's outside of your political ideology? I don't know. Let me know. Anyway, that's the show, guys. And if you found some value in this, you found some entertainment in this, please subscribe to Swipe Right Dallas. Okay, and I'll see you on the next episode.